Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today you find me back in Bignor and literally just driven through a massive storm. As you can see by the state of the ground here, extremely flooded, so not a great time for an outdoors channel like this, but lovely to see all of the colours of the changing trees in autumn. I said, bit of a storm driving here and couldn't film whilst in motion, but there's some absolutely stunning colours. But to get out into the atmosphere to see these trees is really difficult with working and things like that. So what I decided to do this week was to bring you to Bignor Roman Villa. So you've already got that from the title of the video, but this is one of the inspirations for me walking down Stane Street from Bignor down to Chichester, and haven't been in here since I was a kid, and this is the last opportunity I'll get this year to go in there, because Bignor Roman Villa closes between the closes on the 31st of October, and filming this I think on the 28th of October. So yeah, if I want to see it, I've got to do it now. So we're going to head in through this entrance over here and we'll have a look around. So here we have a mock-up of what the villa used to look like. Very similar to many other Roman villas and very similar to Fishbourne Roman Palace. A bit grander than it looked when we pulled up in the car. What you often don't get when you look at videos from here is that all of this is just sat there on some more mosaics right underfoot. This would have been obviously a corridor type. And then we've got the old walls of the villa there, hugely thick. And scattered around you've got these sections of the columns just laying there. Here we've got some paintings of what the site looked like when it was being excavated. Some unique snapshots. Interesting to see how near it was to woodland. So I assumed it would have been sort of open farmland, but yeah, right here got looks almost like a yew tree there. So we saw this at Fishbourne, but not quite as well preserved. But here we've got the hypocaust, and basically this is the way that the Romans would have heated this particular room. Not every single room would have been heated, so I don't know whether this means that this would have been a bedroom, and they were obviously trying to keep that warm in winter. That would kind of match with the very intricate mosaic that we've got going on here. And when we get to the top, I believe this is Venus that we've got at the top here. Correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, kind of Venus would go with love making and things like that. And we've got hearts at the top there. So whether this was a bedroom or not, don't know. I'll maybe see if I can find out from the people at the start of that run this, but it almost looks like these buildings have been built up on the existing walls, and not seen the Romans curve a wall like this before. But here is the hypercourse. I'm guessing that is original. This is all these walls that lower down are original walls that have been built on. Beyond that, the actual buildings themselves are fascinating. These thatch roofs with beams. So the way that the hypercourse worked is that outside you'd have a fire, and then the fire would pump heat underneath this floor, and these little pillars here obviously keeping the floor up, but allowing the hot air to warm the floor beneath. So yeah, very good example of how the Romans survived the tough winters in Sussex. Here is a good example of how they would build the hypercourse. They'd use these terracotta pipes to channel the warm air through the building. So, outside the Venus room, here we've got an example of where the fire for the hypercourse would have been lit, and obviously the heat from that fire would have warmed this room. Slight relief from the rain now, and lots of great views of the South Downs here and these Georgian buildings put on top of the Roman structure. As I said, inside there, never seen a round Roman building there, but you can see the brickwork at the bottom is Roman, and then it switches over to the flints as it goes up. Don't think this is Roman. I think it might just be an old farm trough. Looks like it's stone though, rather than concrete. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it could be it's a original Roman structure. From here we can see it's quite a small set of buildings out here. You can still see the footprints of the villa, so it would have stretched out in this direction, gone down here. We've got more of it to find when you go to Fishbourne, but it might just be, I mean, I don't know actually how much has been excavated. Yeah, maybe there's some more hiding in this vicinity. If we look over in that direction, you'll see right up on the top of the hill there. Zoom in there so you can pinpoint that. So that is where the Roman road disappears to. So it would have come down the side of this hill and worked its way down to the villa, heading off to Chichester. So I was correct in my assumption. So here we've got the foundations, which are original Roman walls here, and then these buildings have been erected on top of the existing Roman foundations. So these rooms would have been this size back in its day. Got some Roman columns balanced there. But again, it's lovely to be able to walk actually on top of the Roman mosaics. I mean, it just shows how good they are. The fact that after 2,000 years we're still using it as a paved surface to walk around on, and not treating it like a fragile piece of equipment. You know, this is obviously not as intricate as the patterns made out here. Here we can see just like at Fishbourne, the mosaic is sunk in places, and that's because the Romans would often build on existing settlements. As we can see, it's quite wet outside and the water's getting inside, and we've got a bit of mould settling on the surface there, but probably needs to be treated quite delicately to remove that. So in this room again, we've got a magnificent mosaic here, and in here we've got basically a basin that I'm not sure what its purpose would be for, whether it's washing or just ornamental, but this basin was fed by a lead pipe running underneath this floor. Again, it's interesting when you look at the floor, because here we've got the original mosaic that we're walking on. Something you can't do at Fishbourne Roman Palace, actually walk on the mosaic. And then at a later date, I'm guessing when the farm buildings were put on, we've got the actual farm building floor just laid on top. Right here we can see the Roman lead pipe that would have fed through to the basin right there. Here we've got an example of the painted plaster that you would have seen in the palace in its heyday. Right here we've got a reconstruction of the mosaic that we see on the floor just over there. So this is roughly what it would have looked like when it was new. So this is the north corridor, and so this would just be a corridor moving you from one part of the villa to another, but still obviously it would have been a high value building to have this type of quality mosaic used in just an interconnecting hallway. When we saw Fishbourne Roman Palace, in those sort of areas they just used the plain red brick without putting this fancy mosaic in place. Again, more columns. Looking back in this direction, you can see the sheer scale of the villa. We've got this corridor again looking at it from a different perspective. Over here, part of the west wing of it. Not sure what this bit is here, but this mosaic is a lot lower than that. So I don't know whether this is, probably is actually looking at it now. It's probably a stairway, and this possibly would have been an entrance. In this section here, we've got the head of winter panel. A lot of the mosaics and symbology that the Romans would use would be to describe things in nature. To explain it, a bit like we would have a book that we'd pull out. Obviously they may have had books, but it's easier to put it in place on the floor. So over in that direction there, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it out. Let's see if I can pinch in. Yeah, there we go. We have got the swastika, and we've seen the swastika at Fishbourne Roman Palace and also in the floor of Chichester Cathedral. And obviously the Nazi party used it in a negative way, but this is an ancient symbol, What this ancient symbol is used for is to communicate how everything spins around the North Star. So the centre of the swastika is the North Star, and then these legs coming off of the centre of it are the Big Dipper. And basically when you're looking at the Big Dipper pivoting around the North Star, you can tell what time of year and what season you're in. Here we've got a great display of the mosaic down there, and as I was saying before, basically this is showing you the 4 seasons with the 4 heads to the different seasons in the corners there. So room number 33. So we really have got 4 seasons in one day. So literally moments ago I was showing you beautiful sunshine over the Sussex countryside, and the rain is back in full effect. So legend is that the Roman soldiers would have played hopscotch. This is obviously a modern recreation, but supposedly they were hopping from one to another to improve their fitness. So right here we've got a plunge pool. So this would have been located in the villa, possibly with open air above it, but this would have been an absolutely spectacular feature of this day. You can see the intricate foot of a column surrounding it, and I'm guessing there would have been ones on top of here as well. I mean, that would have been amazing, wouldn't it? Absolutely amazing place to either look at or even bathe in as well. The amount of work that's gone into that is... Right here we've got a reconstruction of the furnace for a hypercourse. So the fire would have been set down in there, and then the hot air channelled through that hole there into the villa. Here we can see a reconstruction of what they thought the bath area would have looked like. So we're in this room here with a hypercaust heating this room, and then this is the bath we've just seen outside, and I believe there was some more there. So I'm guessing this is almost like your modern day jacuzzi, isn't it? This is a big bath for social gatherings, whereas if you just wanted a quick bath here, then probably you're going to use this smaller one here. When we saw this at Fishbourne Roman Palace, this bath here was heated. I don't think it says that here, or it might be on the... Yeah, so there is, yeah, they're saying there was a furnace there heating this complex, so that would have been a hot water bath, this one a cold water one. So this would be like a modern day plunge pool. So this is the floor next to the bath. Got this intricate pattern going around. More use of the swastika going around. And this bit is famous for its symbology of the Medusa. Here we've got a model of what we think the site used to look like. So we've been to the cold plunge pool and the changing room there. Hot and warm baths down there. We are standing in this section here, and the mosaic and basin there is right there. So, guessing there's large swathes of it still unexplored over in that direction. So, as I said throughout this video, 4 seasons in one day, and from going from a torrential storm, got glorious sunshine again, and been greeted with a rainbow to bless this video with as well. Hopefully I'll find a pot of gold at the end of this video. So hope you've enjoyed my small tour of Bignor Roman Villa. If you could like and subscribe, it will help me to share the video across the YouTube platform. If you subscribe to the channel, it's free of charge, and it means that you'll be able to gain access to any of my videos by quickly looking through your subscriptions. And the like button basically engages you with this channel, so it will share it with a wider audience. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching.